Skoda Fabia lock barrel, Mark 1, 99 to 2007. Here's a fully functional lock barrel mechanism, which I'm going to disassemble and reassemble. How hard can it be? You might have problems with your lock, such as the key turning round like this, which is relatively common, or your key just might not work at all. So I thought I'd take it to bits and see how it worked. And as you can see with all these parts, I must have done something wrong. Upon putting it all back, I actually broke the little retaining clip, so I had to order some more parts. And this is where I am now. So this is basically the whole assembly, bar the spring, which I've already taken out. This is a little paddle lever that turns your lock inside your door. All the parts have a specific way of going back together, and this is one of them. It has two little short lugs on either side, just off centre, so they have to be the right way around. Then we've got this cover cap that is just loose because it's the clip that holds it all on. On first inspection it looks very simple, but it's actually quite complicated, which I found out later on, with the little slots and pegs that it's got. The one here at the front slots into the body, which is a slot on the body. As you can see, that just slots on the top there. The two side lugs actually control the movement of the key in the lock barrel, acting as stops, and it's these that can actually break off. But all the parts are available in a little kit. I'll leave a link in the description. Now underneath that is this further ring with some pegs on it. And these basically retain the spring clip on these lugs. These can always break, being quite a weak metal alloy. And when we look inside the barrel, we can see further lugs, or what appears to be lugs on the barrel. So we'll just slide the barrel out now. With the key fully inserted, the barrel will come out. Because when you got the key in, all the pawls on the side of the barrel all align up. And that's essentially how the lock works. These are these two little tags that you can see on the end of the barrel. And the cutout at the end is where the clip fits into, which is quite critical, as I later found out. It just slots into here, like so. Simple, yeah? Well, not quite. You might notice that clip is actually bent a little bit. Luckily, I've got another one. Here's the newer one, and that's nice and straight. The other one I tried to force on, and it bent it. Previous one that I got off the old one, I did that, and it broke in half easily. So you just got to be careful with these. Here's the pawls in action there. Oh, moving out and in. Quite nifty, really. That's how most of these locks work, and of course it must fit into some sort of barrel. So if we look into the casting, we can pull the barrel out. It's got two little notches at the bottom which will fit into the casting. You can just see if I look inside, there's one and another one at the other side. Barrel slots inside like so, and then they line up with those side slots, where you would, if you took the key out, they would lift up and stop the barrel rotating. Right, I'll slot that back in, push that down, till it marries up on the little pegs. Now insert the lock barrel. The barrel tube keeps lifting up when you insert the barrel, when you insert the lock, so you just got to push it back down with something and align the notch at the end so it's in line with the barrel. You've got to get this little retaining ring correctly in place. The little notch at the top, the little noggin, goes at the top where the notch is. And you want to keep pressure on the key so it all stays in place. Now for the spring. One side fits on the little ring retainer, Actually, I'll just take the spring off just to show you how the paddle fits on. It goes on like so. And of course you've got to do all this under tension when you got put the spring on. Then there's the retaining ring clip that slots in like so. When everything's held in place, now you put the clip on. Well, that's the theory anyway. And you can still put the paddle in afterwards, but obviously you've got to put the spring in first, which is what I'll do next. Unfortunately, I haven't got any footage of putting the spring in on the initial attempt. Just got pictures of me trying to put the clip on, which was unsuccessful. As I eventually worked out that the clip was actually just about 0.5 millimetre too big for the recess on my lock barrel. It could have been that the clips are too big that I ordered, or the wrong type, so you need to be mindful of that when you're ordering some new spare parts. The link in the description is of these cheap parts. There won't be OEM standard, and you might have the same problem as me, but I was able to fix the issue by filing down the cover cap and lock body. Obviously I'll have to just do a small amount of this at a time, as I don't want it too loose. And I found I could gauge this by the little tab on the cover cap resting on the notch on the body, as this was the same depth. So effectively it gave me a depth gauge. So I kept checking this until I was happy. And as you can see, there's about 0.5 millimetre gap now. So I just need to file the little peg down now. So it all fits flush. And when I check with the clip, it fits into the slot just about right. And as you can see, I've broken the clip. But luckily I've got a spare one. And as you can see, the little retaining clip lugs are sticking proud, so I'll have to file those down as well to be in line with the bottom of the shoulder where the clip will seat. Then insert the spring like so. Then have a look at the paddle, make sure it's the right way around, and then push down on the spring. I found it was best to push it all the way down past the spring lugs initially, and then try and get the end of the spring around onto the retaining clip by lifting it to one side slightly. And I used a flat-bladed screwdriver to do that, and it took me a number of times to do it. Not easy at all. And of course you've got to hold the whole thing under tension as well at the same time. Oh well, that's the first attempt. Better luck next time. Now I've got it in place and I just need to push the clip in now. Damn it, I've done it again. Third time lucky. Oh no, not again. Right, a different approach. I'll take the key out, I'll do it on the desk without the key. Insert the paddle top, move the little metal lever, this spring, put it around the little lug. Come on, no. Go on. Yes, yes. Oh, done it again. Right, real difficulty to do this. It's not easy at all. Ah, that's it. Right, hold it in place. Put the little cap on. Go on, fourth time look at this. Get that the right way around. Get me clip. Ah, success. Great, right. That's gone in nicely. Right, where's my key to test it? Oh, that's a bit stiff. It won't move very far. It's supposed to have a spring mechanism. No, that's not right. There's something not going on right. I'm going to have to take it to bits again. Oh heck. So what I found was the little nipple extrusion at the top of the spring retaining clip is important. It governs the distance the key moves from one side to another. What happens, it lets the key in the barrel move as far as the retaining cap lugs go, but caught on the shoulders of these bands here. So these need to be filed down a little bit more, as well as the stops themselves on the cover cap, which the little nipple hits. And all because I've shortened the overall casting to get the clip on. So after I did that, I managed to put it all back and the clip fit in nicely. And here's the result. Just put this plastic cover back on. Key moves to the side and springs back. From the left and from the right, it's a little bit stiff. So I think I've put some grease on that. So I spent some time moving it backwards and forwards a number of times, and eventually it freed up. So all I need to do now is put it back in the car and test it. I'll put the lock in. I don't need to secure it just for now to test it. Central lock in. That works fine. Right, I'll lock it. Locked. Yep. Unlocked. Hey, works. Locked. Yep, no problem. I'm happy with that. Hope this helped you out, guys. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps with the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. And I'll get back to you on another video. And as always, thank you for watching.